Welcome to Lincolnshire Police. All calls are recorded for training and monitoring purposes. If your call is an emergency, please hang up and dial 999. How can I help you?
Alright there, can I speak to Luke Thompson at Data Protection Team, please?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I thought about that. He must be lying because that bloke knows what.
Hi, Luke speaking.
Alright there, mate, it's Mr. Plant again.
Hello?
Alright there, hello, can you hear me?
I can, yes, thank you.
Alright there, obviously I've got your email back, and you know it don't answer my questions, does it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For one, could I have that in writing of what you've said, obviously from yourself to me in writing? And obviously why, you know, you can understand why I'm asking these, because it's, you know what's going on, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. And obviously they're not being transparent or fair, which is Lincolnshire Police's policy, ain't you? Shut up! You understand you understand Lincolnshire Police's policy or police policy is transparent and fair, yeah? And that's not what I'm getting. There's no transparency here. I'm asking a valid question and nobody will give it. It's not your fault. I understand that you're just following orders. I understand that, but obviously I need.
Do you want what I emailed you in a letter?
More, yeah. Basically that, you don't hold the information. Inspector Forrester's informed you that there is no audit trail or nothing done for the support services, and it was only done from May. And also what you're saying about we can't give the information. Because obviously, can you put it in a letter? Obviously, I don't know what wording you're going to use, right? But how come you can't provide that information? TSU should be aware of that regarding, because they're the ones that have been messing with the video already. They've already stated that TSU have.
With FOI, the way it works is it's got to be written down, it's got to be recorded, so we've got to have it somewhere in writing that it states how the audio footage works, and if it doesn't, we haven't got it, we can't provide it. That's just how that legislation works.
No, what I'm saying though is obviously when somebody went and asked for, or the provider, I don't know who it is, the private company, have come with your sales pitch to whoever it is, whether it's Lincolnshire head or the police head or Home Office, they must have stated the specifications, the type of audio, the type of recording, the speed, the technicalities of that system to be able to get the sales pitch, yeah? So
If you don't believe as such what I've told you,
No.
ask for an internal review and we'll look at it again. But
I'm not saying that you don't believe. No, what I'm saying to yourself is what Lincolnshire Police are trying to do is evade the answer. Obviously, somebody.
if that's the case, then ask for an internal review into the decision.
As what you mean, an internal review?
Well, just send me an email saying thanks for your email. I don't necessarily believe this to be the case. Can you review it and we'll look into it again?
Of course. Obviously, what I'm trying to get to is obviously somebody somewhere knows how that system works, whether it be the head of TSU or whether it be the supplier. But I can't, if you're not willing to provide who the supplier is or any information that I can gather to get to the answer, then that's not transparent. You understand what I mean?
To be fair, Mr. Plant, you didn't ask me who the supplier was in an FOI. You asked me how it worked.
No, what I've sent a new email explaining, saying, right, if you can't provide it, TSU should be aware. If they are not aware, could you provide me with the details of the provider as I'll submit a FOI to them regarding what you've said is due to them being a private company, they don't come under FOI Act.
No, they don't, but that wouldn't necessarily stop you. If you ask me under FOI who the supplier is and I was to provide it, nothing would stop you phoning them up. They might tell you.
Of course, because I'm trying to get to answers. You know, it's not you. I know. I do know. You're only following orders. I don't know who off or what to do. But Lincolnshire Police are not being transparent.
With the FOI Act, you've got to be really specific in your wording. If you ask me who provides CCTV footage, the system for custody, I can treat that as an FOI and I can look into it.
Well, I'll have to do that as well. But obviously, I did that before. I've done that before, and I got told that my request was vexatious.
That's the problem that you might face this time.
This is what exactly, and that's the easy close the door option, which is what I'm saying to yourself is Lincolnshire Police are not being transparent and fair. I'm asking valid questions that is relevant to an investigation, whether it be a police investigation or my own investigation. I'm trying to get to answers, and to get to these answers, I need someone to be transparent and fair with myself. And from vexatious requests and we don't hold the information and we didn't do that job, that's not transparent and fair. Not on your behalf, but on Lincolnshire Police's. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand what you're getting at.
I've already requested X amount of 2-3 months ago when the CCTV was first provided. I sent in a request asking who manages it, who's the data controller, what speed is it written, and very specific questions relating to the system. And that request was refused on vexatious, but that's not transparent or fair. I'm trying to get valid answers, and all I'm getting is we can't give you the answers, we're not obliged to, or we're not willing to give it you. How's that transparent?
Vexatious one, obviously the decision was made just purely on the FOIN, and we articulated our grounds for that.
Obviously, Lincolnshire Police are following all acts. Is that correct? They're going to follow all acts and policies.
I can follow the acts that you asked me to provide you information on this.
No, what I'm saying is you, as you're stating, you're following acts and policies and you're obliged to. But what I'm going to say here is, I've got a letter here admitting that they failed 15 breaches and failures, so it's they can fail when it suits them, and when it don't, they won't. You understand what I mean? It's can I not breach one more act just for me, as this one once more? They're quite competent at breaching policies. Can I not breach one more for me? Just that little one.
I'm not going to breach the FOIN.
You're not going to breach an act. No, but Lincolnshire Police have admitted they've broken the Data Protection Act. Could you not breach it that just once more? Just once more? You won't, but will you not ask Isabel Forrest to? Obviously, you've asked her many questions. Could you not ask her to breach it one more time? She's competent at breaching policies. Could you? One more?
I'm not asking anybody to breach any legislation.
They've already breached it about 10 times. They're competent at it.
I can't come on that mark, but I'm not going to ask anybody to do it.
Do you know what? I'm just having a laugh with you there, to be fair, because it is kind. You know what I'm getting at. You know exactly. And as I've said for the past 6-7 months, it ain't going to go away for Lincolnshire Police. I will get to the bottom of it, but you know the difficulties I'm having. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm saying. So what do I do now? What do I do now? Because obviously I need to get to the bottom of these questions, and it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away for Lincolnshire Police.
I honestly don't know, because if you make an FOI request again, I'm pretty confident it's going to be refused on vexatious grounds.
And why the vexatious grounds? Because obviously, since...
Off the top of my head, I'd probably suggest it's because it's seen as like a vendetta and a campaign now.
It's not a vendetta or a campaign. It's me trying to gather the truth. I've got a scientific report dated September. I've got a report dated September, and that report specific...
I think we could probably confidently say that it could be a campaign, and that's why it get refused.
It's confidently. It's trying to gather the truth. It's not a campaign.
Are they doing campaigns?
It's not a campaign. It's not a campaign. What I'm saying to yourself is, what I submit to yourself is not a campaign. It's obviously, I have valid questions from a scientific expert stating that you need to examine this record and request further information regarding the audio. That's a scientific report.
If that's how you honestly feel about it. If I do refuse it, if it does get refused, or I refuse it as a vexatious request, you've got the ICO to complain to.
The ICO are nobody's independent. ICO, I've been to them already, and they're not independent.
If they take, and I think usually the ICO, if they take your standpoint, which is often the case, they're made Lincolnshire Police disgrace.
So that's what I'm going to have to do, is put in an FOI to you again, because obviously the questions, all right, and I might be a nose or a pain in the backside to Lincolnshire Police, but that's only because they've done something wrong and I'm trying to get to the truth.
If they want to they can hold
transparency and fair, that's what it says. How are they being transparent if they won't give me the answers?
If they want questions off you, then hold
that's not transparent.
48 hours. If we want answers, what do we do?
Do you understand? How is that transparent? I can't. It's not a see-through pane of glass, and we can see both ways.
I know the case in respect to you phone me, you make the request, and I respond in accordance with either the Data Protection Act or the FOI Act, and that's the only involvement I have in it. So if you make an FOI request, I'll deal with it as I would any other FOI request, and then see how I respond.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you're not going to deal with because you've just said that you do that. Well, can I ask, when I put in a request the other day to get to Subject Tax Support Services Department regarding the data, you didn't go to them. So you didn't deal with my request that you'd normally deal with a request, because I did not mention.
I did go to Support Services.
So why did Isabel Forrest comment?
Because Support Services said we're not aware of this, speak to Inspector Forrest, which is...
Why Inspector Forrest? Because obviously what I requested is a Support Services record of all downloads, not Inspector Forrest's downloads. She's not involved in that. She's only sent one request for the download. That's not what I was requesting. What I was requesting is Support Services information. Why has it gone to Inspector Forrest if you're... Pardon?
You wouldn't have got all the people's downloads.
I'm not asking for the people. What I'm saying is there is an audit trail, a record in Support Services Department that when they get a request to download any custody CCTV, it has to be recorded in an audit trail. That is the information that I requested, not other people's CCTV. The requests for downloads. Isabel Forrest don't do that. She's an inspector of the custody department at Skegness. So why did you refer to her? If you're dealing with my FOI and my date and my subject access request as a normal... Pardon?
Isabel Forrest took custody leave, which is why we went to her, which is why I went to her.
So what you're saying is, Isabel Forrest, Inspector, was the custody lead of Skegness on that day?
I'm not sure if that is the case, but she was a custody lead at some point.
No, what I'm saying to yourself, though, is the requests, what I requested in my email was the Skegness Support Services Department audit record, not Inspector Forrest of Skegness, that you spoke to Isabel Forrest, and she informed you that there is no record and it was only done from May. That is what you confirmed to me on Monday last week.
Yes, it was. That's the case.
So why is it that if you're dealing with my FOI and my SARS subject access requests, that if you're dealing with them normally as a normal FOR, that you're referring back to Inspector Forrest? That's not the person who had the information.
If anybody had asked for that, I'd have gone to Support Services, and then when Support Services couldn't answer it and advised me to speak to Inspector Forrest, that's exactly what I would have done.
But why are subject access requests not going to have the information? And why have they referred you back to Inspector Forrest? Because you should have just said, can we have this information? They'd have said, no, we haven't got it, or yes, we have.
But that's what my answer to you was. I can confirm that Lincolnshire Police do not hold this information.
No, you didn't. What you confirmed to me, as I said, all my calls are recorded before, that Inspector Forrest...
I sent you an email on Wednesday the 12th at 7:34, and it says, I can confirm that Lincolnshire Police do not hold this information. That is in relation to your subject access request.
That was an email. On a telephone conversation, you confirmed that you'd spoken to Inspector Forrest, who confirmed that this weren't the case.
With me, what the Support Services confirmed that there was no audit trail, there's no information held in relation to that request.
But why is everything going back to Inspector Forrest if you're dealing with my FOIs and my sex...
Because she knows the answers, that's why.
No, she knows the answers, so she wants to give. That's not the person I wanted to go to. You should have gone to the department that was relevant. Is Inspector Forrest...
It's not going to change if I go to Support Services or I go to the department.
Of course it would.
We don't hold it.
You should hold it, and it should have been there. Obviously, we're going around in circles.
I'm not disputing that, but the fact is, based on what you asked me for, we haven't got.
Right, and so I've got to put in an FO. No, what the base is you're saying that my request might be vexatious again. But as I'm saying, it's not going to be because you're not dealing, or it will be because you're not dealing with my requests or my subject access requests as you're dealing with any other. Mine is probably put in a little box and said, whoa, we've got to watch him. I'm not sure what you've been told, but mine are not getting dealt with in the correct way as any other member of the public would. There can't be. I'm asking for relevant, pardon?
And the only thing, if that's how you feel, you've got the ITO to complain to. And what I would say in relation to that is the only difference between yours and anybody else's is that every time you've asked for a request, we haven't asked you for ID and we haven't asked for a separate fee.
That's not a problem. I can pay as many fees as you want. The money's not a problem. I can give you identification. It don't matter how quick I do that.
If you're going to start doing that, every time you make a request to us that's different from the last, we'll start charging you.
That's not a problem at all. That's not an issue. You can do that. It's not an issue whatsoever. If you're going to start changing the rules, obviously I'll put in an FOI now. If you want the bank details and me to send some identification, I can do that. Because that...
FOI is free. It's subject access is going to cost money. But from now on, if you ask for any personal information, rather than try to assist, we'll charge.
Nobody's trying to assist. You might have been. Lincolnshire Police aren't, because they're putting up as many barriers for your vexatious request. We haven't got the information and we're not obliged to under freedom of information. How's that assisting? I'm asking for relevant information that is valid and relevant to my own investigation. How's that been?
Mr. Plant, if you feel that we're being obstructive, I've given you the remedies that you can use.
Obviously, I'll have to check them up as and when I go, because obviously, like I say, it ain't you know it ain't, but this is not going to go away. That's obviously, I'll put in another FOI to yourself in a minute. I'll send you an email because obviously I need information. If he wants to come back vexatious, then I'll take that route as and when it comes. Alright then, no problem at all. Thank you. Bye. Bye.